Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. I have no idea what to say. How is everybody's quarantine? I hope it's going okay. For this video, I decided that I was going to react to something, and why not do it to a new show that just recently came out on Netflix called blackaf. Seen a little bit of episode 1 with my dad, and I wasn't really that impressed, but I'm going to rewatch episode 1 with a clean slate, and I'm just going to see what this show is all about. So yeah, this is my reaction to watching blackaf, and I'm saying AF because I'm in the house with my family. Also, this is a braid out I just did. It just came out, it looks really good. So yeah, stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you already haven't. Click wherever it is, subscribe to our channel, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, like I already said, going to be watching Black as Fuck. And this is basically a show based on Kenya Barris, who is the creator of Blackish, Grownish, Mixedish, all the light-skinned shows you see on ABC Family, on ABC. And this is supposed to be like a coming of age type of reality type show where he is acting out his real life. So I've already done this pretty much in Blackish. Blackish is supposed to be like a dramatic version of his life. He's married to a mixed woman and they have tons of kids. So that's what his life is supposed to be. But this is literally the same show. He just wanted to play it in his way. So we're gonna watch the show. Just looking at the show, first impressions. All the episodes are pretty much titled because of slavery, or they have some type of rendition of because of slavery. And since it's like Black as Fuck, like I'm pretty sure that he's going to be kind of dramaticizing pretty much all the stuff that Black people talk about and all the problems that we go through and why we are the way we are, I guess, because of slavery. So I appreciate that just off the rip. And I think that's creative. I like that. But okay, you know what? We're gonna start it. We're gonna start from episode 1.
So I'm making this documentary as a part of my application to NYU Film School this year.
Hey,
But
Frank Ocean.
I didn't ask my dad for any.
Hey, I don't even care about anything else. That song, woo!
Apparently, my dad hates his money and wants to make sure that he spends every bit of it before he dies. So, I mean, I might as well get what I can while it's still here, right?
I hate that she said mine as well. I hate that she said that.
This is the 4-season Sunday brunch. I guess it's supposed to be kind of like a big deal.
I'm kinda like a big deal.
I'd have been cool with a Pop-Tart and some OJ, but hey, that's just me. I'm not an asshole. So if you can't tell...
Okay, Drea. Okay, so right now, let me explain. They're at brunch. They're a rich Black family. Well, a Black mixed family. So we have found out that basically her dad, since he is a director, he's a famous, creator. He has purchased her cameras and a camera crew to like basically make her, like allow her to start this show and allow her to, submit a documentary of her family for her NYU application. So she's going to college. So right now, this is just the premises of why this show is being shot.
He created a TV show about a Black family. He also did a couple movies about Black people. And that one reality show he did with Tyra, a Black supermodel. Actually, everything he's ever done, Black things with Black people. Wow.
Okay, so you know what? Let me just, this is the thing. Like I told myself I was gonna save this until I finished everything, but I just have to get this out. He's a Black creator and he has created several shows, and Black people are the star of those shows. And I appreciate that so much. I love when anybody who is Black can create something and it can appeal to the masses. I love when any Black creator succeeds, but it's just like Kenya Barris, all the shows you have created still are built on this foundation of Hollywood only accepting mixed and lighter skinned people as the face of Black people, especially women. So for example, Blackish, this show right now, which has Rashida Jones as the main character of the woman who is Black AF. But you know what? I'm not discrediting Rashida Jones' blackness. I'm not. You know, she's a mixed woman. If you didn't know that, she's a mixed woman. Her roles were mainly based on being the racially ambiguous woman. So that was her thing. And you know, that's not her fault. Like, when did she ever identify with her Black side that much? Like, I don't know this woman, obviously, but just, she looks like a white passing woman. I wouldn't look at Rashida Jones and be like, ooh, mixed, or ooh, Black. But, you know, that's not to discredit her Blackness once again, but she's a white passing woman. So like her, you know, a mixed woman. Yara, I love Yara, but Yara. Tracy Ellis Ross, another mixed woman. Like, it's just like, can we please just get some dark-skinned people? Like, where are the girls with the 4C hair? All his shows, I have not seen one woman with 4C type hair. I have not seen one woman darker than me. I have not. I have not. And where is that? We're making these black, like Black as fuck shows and black shows, but it's still built on white America's view of how Black people should look. Let me continue.
Now that I think about it,
Mind you, I'm literally a minute in, so.
I mean, you ate enough problem.
You should take a week off.
First of all, these outfits are banger.
that's Steve Levitan. He's not a one-trick pony.
That's because he's white. White people will let white people do anything. And you know what? Let's talk about that. Your dad is a one-trick pony because white America, even though there still is this premise of what the correct Black person should look like, they love to watch Black shows and movies. But if it's targeted to white people, if it's the yes, or I'm ratchet, or they love that. You know, white people love Black culture. Everybody loves Black culture, but they don't like Black people.
Fucking hate white people, man. I really fucking hate white people.
I agree.
Do you not know how to use color?
Not completely.
Hey, no lie, what?
I guess it's pretty cool.
Bowling.
You could work out.
Dude, does that seem like that's comfortable for me? It's a bad idea, man.
I think he sits in the middle of everybody because he wants it.
The show is so boring. It's been 3 minutes.
You look cute.
It's really interesting to see this. I wonder if this is actually really his life. It probably is, since, you know, he's created another show to show how his life is. Well, first of all, he's rich, so none of this is going to apply to my lifestyle. Living in a Black family, having a Black family. I don't know, son. This is not believable to me. You know what? I'm just gonna watch this and ooh, this is interesting. Let me wipe my head clear, because I'm thinking it's about to be a typical Black family type of show. And that's not what I'm getting. So let's just watch.
This is that shit, dude. This is real. This is white.
This shit, dude. This is real.
I never read. No, that's very not cool to me.
No, placate me. I'm being serious, dude. This is some real shit. It's that bullshit.
I can't watch this anymore, y'all. I'm so bored. His voice is getting on my nerves, son. I can't. I can just tell that right now they're like improvising in some way to make it funnier, and I just can't. I'm gonna cry.
So there we are. Fresh out of shackles in a loincloth. You know what I'm saying? You think we had on Bermuda shorts? No, it was whatever you have, get out. You feel weird now, right? How do we feel?
Also, probably the same way, but worse.
It's exhausting. But, to be fair, sometimes, every now and then, he manages to make a decent point. And the only reference we had to when we ever were treated halfway decent was when we were in our Sunday best. That's what they called the church clothes the plantation owners bought us to take us to church and show us off to the other plantation owners who were being good Christians. It created this belief in Black people that presentation equals acceptance.
These fits were, oh, I love that. You know what? Even though I don't like this show, I like the message behind it. I do have something to say about the kids the kids and Rashida Jones basically being like, you learn not to listen. I don't really know how I feel about that because he's the only full black person that is in the house. So, dang, I look like I'm naked.
This is a hard fought, never say die. It's like fucking the dark web, dude. What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna go to Amazon? Trust something that comes in 2.5 hours in my house?
Don't sleep on Amazon. Do not sleep on Amazon, sir.
Being dripped is literally part of who we are. Why do you think we have so many names for it?
Hot, hard, ill, swaggy, ice, Gucci.
Drip, dip, saucy, glossy, fresh, plain, squater.
Sharp, suited, money, mean, clean, smooth.
Flex, squeaky, fire, fly, tough, tight.
Well, I'm gonna keep it completely.
Yes, black people. Who wrote that though?
Why?
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm getting so bored, so I'm just gonna skip.
No one said happy birthday.
What? I thought you brought donuts for the whole class.
These kids don't care about me. They only cared about the donuts.
Oh, sweetie. No, breathe. You have
I've
to
been
breathe,
there.
breathe.
Do y'all remember when parents would bring cupcakes to the class and you were so happy and just so excited and you used to just like kiss up to whoever's birthday it was? Man, I miss those days. Now I gotta buy my own cupcakes.
I clerked for Justice Ginsburg. I'm pretty sure I'm the first black woman to do that. But you know, life changes, and Kenya and I...
Rashida Jones. I'm sorry, y'all, but Rashida Jones.
I share my diaper, Mommy.
He who?
You gonna finish those Samoas?
I was.
Okay, so she's obviously the best character on here so far. Okay, so it's been like 15 to 20 minutes and we're now just getting to know all the kids. So literally the first 20 minutes was Kenya Barris and Rashida Jones just basically talking about nothing. I'm not interested. And as the pilot episode, you know what, I'll give it a little bit of slack because, you know, usually the pilot episodes aren't the most interesting, but I feel like I'm pulling my eyes out.
Cheer out. Maybe they just didn't know it was your birthday.
They knew. The teacher wrote it up on the board right next to the homework. You literally can't miss it.
Oh,
I was helping those kids, and no one cares.
You know, maybe you should just end it all. I can help you.
Izzy,
What?
it's only gonna get worse from here.
Jesus. Calling.
Yeah.
You mean John and Kara?
Yes, Mom. Set the scene. Come on, we're literally weeks into this and you still don't know how this works by now?
Right. Sorry. Okay, so John and Kara are people...
Oh, so I get it now. So this is supposed to be something that she's turning into school, but in the beginning of the episode, she was like, "Oh, we're celebrating my dad's new Netflix deal." So obviously it's this, and this is supposed to be her documentary, and like they're like, you know, he did this all for himself. So okay, all right.
Is it hard to get into?
Super duper duper hard, like virtually impossible, like Illuminati level.
Yes. It was an application.
Anyway, what were you saying about? I'm sorry.
Thanks, but we're gonna be okay. I believe in us. Plus, we're just adding anal to the repertoire, so.
Girl. So far, I'm just getting that this is literally just an urban black show. This should be called Black People Dealing with having white friends. Things that black people go through. Things that black people with white friends and white colleagues go through. I don't have a lot of white friends and they don't do this stuff and I don't have this feeling. Rich black people dealing with rich white people. That's what it should be called.
Joe, you're one of those cool moms, huh? So hip hop, girl.
Liddy.
I'm gonna go.
was. Fresh, pure, uncut, straight off the boat,
Cardi
nosebleed,
B,
the greatest night of your life.
black.
White gaze.
All right, so I didn't understand that. I didn't know why they were really going in on the Cardi B thing when she's not black, but because this is a black as fuck show. But I mean, I guess. But I understood what they were trying to do, because it was a bunch of white people basically, you know, doing their white thing when they're trying to like be like, oh yeah, so fun, so hip hop, and just equate that to what that's the only thing that black people can offer. White people just love, they love to just like, they're just in awe of our culture and our identity. They're in awe of the things that we do, our mannerisms. They love it. For example, Cardi B, a Latino woman, saying "oh" and being like, "oh yeah," but she's from the Bronx, which is obviously a dominantly black and Latino community. Obviously, that's where hip hop stems from. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to talk about that, and like they were trying to be like, "oh, well, why do you think she's fun? Why? Because she says "oh." No. So I get that, but I mean, okay.
Yes. Oh, wait.
No, we got this. Literally nothing to us.
It's hip hop shit.
Hip hop shit.
Okay.
So you in San Fran?
Yes.
Oh, Service Boys. Yes. I got it.
So this is a thing. I don't know if this is supposed to be satire or explaining what rich or successful black or just any black person does. But a lot of times when white people do offend black people, like are racist, let's say. So if you go into a clothing store and if you look like me, somebody who goes into a very successful type of like Louis Vuitton type of clothing store, usually they'll be very, very racist to black people, and they won't want to help the black person because they believe that they won't have enough money to buy anything, or they'll just automatically assume like, yeah, like, why are you in here? Or follow us and stalk us to see if we're going to steal anything. Sometimes when black people are faced with that and they do have money, they will either overspend and just be like, you know what, I'm going to show this white person that I have all the money in the world. But mind you, they're still going to be racist. They're going to be racist to the next black person. And he just paid off some of their debt. So I don't know if that was supposed to be like satire for that, because in the show they were like, no, we got it. Like, we're black. Like, you think this. I'm sure that's probably what it was, because he was speaking about that in the beginning of the show. Maybe there should be like a lesson with that.
I fucking hate white people. I do. I try not to, but this is where I'm at. I'm just gonna, I fucking hate white people.
I agree. So that was the first episode, and it literally took me so long to just finish it. With that episode, I think I'm gonna watch another one. I don't know, son. I might just watch a little bit, and if I get bored, then I'll get bored. Basically, the show is supposed to be about successful black people and just the things that black people, even wealthy black people, go through in comparison, I guess, to white people, and how their identities are always being questioned, or how our culture is always being taken, or how white people perceive us. So that's what I got from like the first episode. Let's go into the second, and then I'll give my final thoughts. This one is called Because of Slavery 2.
You know, how about you brush your hair before you try and comfort me? You know?
Who put that wig on her head? Who did it? Because it's not plucked. It's not styled correctly. Who did that? Who was in charge of the hair?
Mom and Dad fight a lot, but...
All right, so we're closing that chapter of our lives because I am extremely bored and I don't feel like doing this anymore. I don't have a problem with the show. The show is, in my opinion, it's boring. I'm not interested. But it's a black show. It's supposed to celebrate blackness, you know. I'm really happy that Kenya Barris has once again been able to produce and spread out what blackness is. It's just the same, but it's it's this. I said this in the beginning of the video when I was watching episode 1. There's an accepted type of blackness. There's an accepted type of black person. Any other show that you can think of literally just has the same person to represent what black culture is. There's never a variety. Like, it's always just light-skinned people. It's always mixed black women. It's always just mixed black people. And as a black girl, it's just like, dang. Like, can we have a fully black girl as the lead role? It's the system. It's the foundation of it all. You are making this show and creating this show, but you are still following the script, what white people have created for black people in the past, since we were able to create movies. So that's my thing. Can we get something new from you? And mind you, he's done this 7 times. That's still it's the same thing. I'm Kenya Barris. I'm black and I'm married to a mixed woman and these are my mixed kids and this is mixed. Is that his niche? Is that his creative outlet? Great. Going back to the one-trick pony thing, that's his one-trick pony. It's not even really blackness. It's just light-skinned people. That's his thing. It's irritating as a black woman to see it. It's so irritating to see that this is still followed. Like, whoever is casting these roles, whoever is like funding these people, whoever is investing in these shows, like, it's just everybody hates black people. Everybody just hates black people. That's the conclusion I'm trying to get to. Everyone hates black people. That's it. They'll only accept you if you're mixed and if you're light skinned. It might not have been Kenya Barris's fault that there are no dark-skinned people in this show or in any of his shows. It might not have been. It might have been literally the people who invested in this or the casting directors. They saw a pretty girl with 3A hair. Woo! Let's cast her. And that's for every single show. And it's sick. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. Please don't get me started on Rashida Jones. Like, come on. No one else. Rashida Jones. White passing Rashida Jones played roles because of her racial ambiguity and not her blackness. Rashida Jones. You can't please everyone. As an artist and a creator, you can't please everyone. You just can't. I understand that. Once again, even though I say this, it loops right back to he has created 7 to 8 shows and all this stuff about light-skinned people and mixed people. And I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. That's the perception. Like, the prettier girl is always the lighter skinned girl. The most desirable girl is always the mixed girl, the lighter girl. And it's in society. Like, that's the thing. I'm so sick of the darker girl just not being picked because she's darker. I'm sick of the darker girl being seen as the ugly one or the ghetto one or the loud one or the corny, like any of that. Like, why can't she be the prom queen or why can't she be the head of the popular group? Why? Zendaya is not the only black girl in Hollywood. She's not. I love her, but she's not the only black girl in Hollywood. Can y'all cast a black girl, please? Like, I'm done my rant, guys. I had a lot to say about this, Joan, and I literally only unlocked 3% of this argument. I'm gonna spare you. I'm just gonna spare you. But anyway, guys, this is my video to reacting to Black as Fuck. Support Kenya Barris, even though he is still using this old, tired, black Hollywood module. Even though he's probably doing it subconsciously, he's still doing it. So, still support the show. And yes, if you like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe to our channel to see more of our stuff, subscribe. And that's all I have to say. Bye.